Now it's working. Dang, stupid thing. Trying to work it backwards and I couldn't get it to record. So they're talking to myself for a couple of minutes. Anyway, yeah, I've been a little busy. I just got done kind of cleaning and organizing in here a little bit, and making it more home and livable, packing away stuff that I don't need for till next winter, and finding homes for places that I will be using and whatnot, sorting everything out. We're getting there. I'm pretty much all healed up from my little mishap on the mountain. I don't know how well this thing is able to see here. It's pretty dark in the camper at night with this little 12-volt lights. It's pretty much all I've got in here. It's more than adequate, but I'm not sure it's too conducive to videography. Yeah, we're coming right along. I've got pretty much everything now working in the camper, except for the dash AC. That's the only thing that does not work now at this point. I did get the air ride suspension and leveling system working. It had a little leak, and I got that sorted out with good old JB Weld, of all things. The reservoir tank inside the little cabinet right under here with the pump. That's the air compressor, and then all of the valves that control the up and down on either side of the coach, left and right. This thing was a problem, and that was the feed from the pump to the reservoir tank. It was leaking like a sieve, and then the reservoir tank back up in here itself had some rusty holes and bung connections where a bung, which is a thing that gets pressed into the tank and it has a threaded hole for a fitting, or threaded in or pressed in and then welded, or however they decide to put it into the tank. But a couple of those had some leaks, so I JB welded them, and they're holding very well. And this thing is up on its own 2 feet, on its own air ride suspension system, built up pressure all by itself for the first time in a couple of years, apparently. And it's not showing any signs of leak down, which was the complaint before. So possibly we have some of that cured. Now I'm working on the black water system, where all the shower water and your commode water and sink waters and stuff go. Because apparently the valve is either stuck in the closed position or just very slightly cracked open, or it's open and it's closing as I work the lever, but it's just clogged and not letting anything pass through. Either way is a problem, because I'm going to have to disassemble the whole system to access it, get to the door. It's going to be a pretty nasty mess, because it is full. It is all the way full. So I have to do something with that, like, abruptly. But other than that, coming right along, cleaning up real nice on the outside. I mean, unbelievably, I couldn't believe how much it was just shining when I gave it a simple bath with regular car wash. Like the purple stuff you get at Walmart in a gallon jug. Well, we're getting there. Feeling more like home. It's comfortable. I'm enjoying it. I actually like this a lot better than the cabin. It feels more at home. I feel more at home here in this coach than I did in the cabin. Cozier? Maybe I'm a claustrophile? I don't know. Anyway, I think I'd probably be okay in a spaceship for a year or two at a time. Elon. Just saying. You need a wizard? Yeah, I'm digging it. I need to do something about my radio there. That is like a bona fide original 8-track AM FM, and like the AM FM is on that big old toggle switch. that clicks and clunks when you switch it. So you know it works. Click. For now, that's just going to be the spot for my suit and helmet. And then I've got my other riding jackets, my old Scorpion, that's like emergency at this point, and then the one that I just went down in up on this hook. And then I've got that other stupid blue one. I don't know if I've even shown it on camera, but I've got a blue stupid, it's like a Fast Boy wannabe jacket that it was given to me when I got the black one, and it's got the stupid little patches all over it, GoPro and I think Dunlop and just a bunch of different stupidness. But that's over in the shop. I tried to give it away to a guy who was here and bought a vehicle, and he was on his Harley and it was getting cold, and this dude was in a t-shirt and a brain bucket. And I'm like, dude, it's getting cold and you got a good ways to ride, so here, take this, please. You can have it. Just wear a jacket. Wear a jacket when you ride. Wear armor, please. Wear it. Take it. It's yours. You own it. And this dude, when he came and got the car with his vehicle and a trailer, brought the jacket back. I'm like, oh damn it! I thought I got rid of this thing. Anyway, that's another one. And then I've still got one that my brother from another mother gave me. Long time ago. It's a Kai or something like that. All weather, like cold weather touring jacket. And I've got it out in one of the storage boxes. So it's just too cold for that thing. But it is wonderful for going cross country on in the cold. I'll tell you what. Lots of storage pockets and nice and floofy. It keeps the wind off. It's great. To pull it out and show all this gear at some point. I've amassed quite the collection. Oh, but yeah, we're getting there. I'm still waiting on my dang internet people to hook up my new connection here. Apparently, I was on dual DSL out in the country on the mountain because we didn't have fiber out there yet and didn't have cable that was close enough without like a $2,000 line drop is what they quoted me to get to the cabins. Like, no, that's okay. I'll stick with the dual DSL. But there's no charge for them they have to actually put in a pole to get a line across the highway to me over here. But there's no charge for it. But I have to pay, I don't know, like $60 for an upgraded modem. So my DSL modem isn't going to work for my upgrade to cable. So I'll have 500 meg cable as soon as they get off their duff and install it. It's going on, March 10th was the day that the guy showed up and was supposed to install my service, but discovered that he didn't have an access point. So he looked around and was like, okay, the closest one there is there across the highway, and we're going to have to get a pole set. So it's been apparently in the engineer's hands for 2 months now. I stopped calling them out of frustration. I should probably call them, bug them again. This is Kinetic by Windstream is the service that I've been using. I've been a customer for about 2.5, maybe 3 years. It's been great. It was great service out in the middle of nowhere on the side of a freaking mountain. I wish they would just put it in. Anyway, that's pretty much been what's going on with me. Healing and working on stuff, and just doing my thing. I went on one little ride, a check ride on the Bandit to go to the little convenience store right up here. It's less than a mile, 3/4 of a mile, a little bit more. And then it felt so good with the new helmet on that I had to go a little farther. So I went up, down Mulkey Gap, which is one of the closest little twisty roads up here, and went to the end of it, just right, I don't know, about a mile or so less, a little less than a mile, until it ends and just becomes like forest roads out in the woods, and you can just ride out there basically till you can get to Suchess is one of the destinations. I'm not sure if there was another one. Someone was telling me about Cooper's Creek. Yeah, that was what, like a campground and a campsite kind of place. But you could just ride from basically where I'm at right there through the real nice, pretty twisty road and hit like gravel dirt road and ADV ride out to Suchess. Go to Two Wheels of Suchess and then ride the 60 loop. Or I mean, it's pretty cool living here. I'll just put it that way. Well, yeah, this is my life as it has become, and I'm a very happy soul. I can't come up with a better definition or personification for me of the word freedom than just being able to turn that key right there, fire this thing up, stick it in reverse, and back out and pull out and go wherever, anywhere, with all my stuff. One little piece of the equation that is missing, I'm still looking for an enclosed trailer so that I can pull it behind this with tools and a couple of bikes and whatever else I feel like I might want to take with, race stuff and whatnot, make room in the coach. But yeah, that's about it, and I am content with life. I have all the things that I need. I'm actually in mad downsize mode right now, just trying to get rid of as much as I possibly can that I don't need, I haven't used in years, haven't looked at in years. I've got a wall of DVDs that I got to do something with. Over 1,000 DVDs. A stack of books in boxes right outside my door here, amongst all my other crap that I don't have room for. I'm not going to have a place to stick a bookshelf. Mostly reference material and, college books and lots of math and physics and science and programming and that kind of stuff. Anybody got a bunch of empty shelves that need some books? Yeah. Just, I don't know what else to do with all this stuff at this point. I can't imagine selling it and getting any kind of real value out of what it's worth. So I figure the best thing to do is just give the stuff that's really important to me, but I don't have room for, to people that I care about, and give it away to friends and whatnot. Or people in desperate need for stuff that's useful, and everything else just basically donate, give away to whoever, whatever, whenever. I just don't care at this point. It's just stuff. And man, freaking Brad Pitt. The answer was right there in that stupid ass movie Fight Club. The things you own end up owning you. That ain't no shit. That ain't no shit. Because of the shit that you own, you are not free. You are tied to it. You are a slave to your shit. It was a realization that I had. And when I was faced with the imminent possibility of having to find somewhere else to call home with the whole cabin situation, which I still haven't gotten into. I'm not ready to yet. But we're going to talk about that. For right now, I'm just going to say 99.9% of the problems facing this planet and our species is one word. That word is greed. And for now, that's all I'm going to say about the cabin situation. But my health is doing a lot better since I've moved out of there and into a sealed insulated, climate-controlled environment. I can keep it clean. It's not a constant battle between the dust and the mold and the rain coming in down the walls, and just on, problem after problem. But I mean, it was noticeably affecting my health. And I had a fellow that's a pretty good friend at this point tell me several times that cabin was killing me. As cool as it was, as neat as it was to live like I was able to in that cabin, it was literally killing me. And I didn't have the means to do what needed to be done to address the problems. I mean, we're talking $100,000 just to make that thing structurally sound and sealed and insulated and livable. And I just couldn't put it into a property that wasn't mine, that I was just taking care of a property for the estate owner, as a friend, and, you know, tossing him some money on the side, plus helping him out with projects down at his place. And this is beyond what we're going to talk about, but it was drastically affecting my health, and this has massively benefited. In just the last few weeks, my back feels better, my breathing is better. My sleep schedule has gotten back on track. I'm sleeping like 5.5, 6 hours a night, and just the clock ticks and the bell rings and it's time to go to bed. It's like, okay, we're done for the night. It's time to go and charge up for tomorrow. And then 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm up before my alarm goes off, ready to go to work. But yeah, things are much better now that I've got a little bit more room in here. I've got actually more room for people to sit down. I got a spot here. This actually folds out, apparently. Both of these chairs kind of do some kind of geometry, origami, and fold like the rear benches do, because those are also benches, and there's like a table in the middle. And I just discovered today that under these, on the little wings here, there's cup holders. So I don't know how you flip them upside down, how that all works, but that was kind of interesting. And the whole couch is all nice and cleaned off, and I've got the captain's chair all cleaned off and spun around for, you know, easy sitting access for guests or me. They don't want to sit up there. And that guy cleared off. Finally, this was all completely just stacked up with stuff. Still got to do something with, you know, the rest of the instruments. Downsize them, maybe. Again, it's just mostly sentimental at this point. Less functional. Yep, we're getting there though. I kind of want to update this whole dash scenario here. I'm not too hung up on the original thing, even though everything in this camper that came with the camper from GMC and the outfitters that just built them for the factory and then the dealership is original. None of it's been modified, updated, except what I just did on the pump to the reservoir was change that all out to solid brass fittings and 1/4-inch rubber line. Everything else on this coach is original. And it kind of shows it here and there with just like a little bit of yellowing and whatnot up on the headliner. And then little stuff like the trim here is yellowed and brittle and, you know, popping, that's busted and popped loose. Little cracks and breaks here. We've got the little pads on the edges of the cabinets are, I guess, from just heat damage or years and years and years of existing. They've pulled in and pulled away both sides. This is the entrance side. Little stuff, just little bitty stuff. Oh, this
it works on the battery thing, tells you how many volts it's got in the coach batteries. But there's something going on with the water level indicators and the LP gas indicator. This one did work for a minute, and it was showing it's got a half a tank of propane, I guess it is. But then I'm not sure what happened, why it quit working. What I had switched, what was running, I'm not sure. Maybe it was when the engine was running and I checked it and I saw it. I just don't remember. So I'll have to investigate that a little further. Yeah. I guess the more I learn about it and get to know it and get more comfortable, the more I'll share. And I know it's way late in the video to discuss it, but for the first time today, we hit 300 subscribers. 300 people think that I'm worth hitting. What I've got to say, what I do, the stuff that I show, me riding motorcycles around and whatnot is worth hitting that subscribe button. So thank you. I appreciate it. My watch time is, I can't believe that either. For the last 28 days, I hit 400 hours of watch time. Am I really that interesting? Should I video more of myself? What do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to see wrench monkey stuff? Me doing the wizard thing and working on shit, tearing shit apart? Do y'all want to see more writing? Tool reviews? I break a lot of them. It's kind of habitual. Do you want to see more of Blairsville? Around my little quiet mountain town? I'm gonna refrain from whistling the South Park theme song there, but really, this little town is straight out of a Norman Rockwell painting. Like Norman Rockwell and Bob Ross and God got together, and this was the best of the best of the best, as a definition and personification of Americana, is Blairsville, Georgia. Yeah, it's incredible. Absolutely gorgeous. The people are, for the most part, really, really nice. But yeah, pretty neat little town with a lot of interesting history. But if y'all are interested in some more of that, if you want to see more of the junkyard, what we've got around here and available for sale or consignment restoration, or we can take in projects, we're full service. I've got absolutely everything at my disposal to do whatever. Weld shop, blacksmith shop, paint body, my full mechanic shop. We got the 4-post lift going on. We got all the things. Machine shop available. Whatever. Fix it, repair it, rebuild it, engineer it, R&D it. Failure analysis, that's my favorite. Kind of looking for a basket case bike project or crash bike project if anybody has one they want built. I get bored and I'm just about done with the Savage, so I need to do a video on that, go over what all I've had to do with it. I think I started one but lost the footage on putting the motor in and putting the motor back together. All I got was tearing the motor apart, and that's posted. It should be on the channel somewhere, is tearing it apart and kind of just sort of going over the failure on how the piston and heat and things didn't like what was going on and caused some thermal expansion issues. But I think we've got that cured and sorted out, and it shouldn't have that problem again. And again, this is not like where it was when that happened the last time in South Texas, where there are just long, flat, straight roads to nowhere for hours, where you measure distance in hours, not miles. That was life in Texas. So I actually hated that bike there. It was a chore to just endure riding it. That little freaking maxi pad, hard ass like leather pad seat. But up here in the mountains and the twisties, it's just so little and light and nimble and grunty in that low range. It's just got so much torque. It's a blast. That stupid little Savage 650 turned Devil is a blast to ride up here. And this was when it had a freaking piston slapping its ass off up inside the damn cylinder. With a good full compression, it should be a whole lot of fun. So I'm anticipating that. But then after I get it broke in and prove it's gonna behave itself, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the market and sell it and find another dedicated sport bike for the track. And I'm looking at like a Gixxer 1000. But I don't know, something else might fall in my lap. I may or may not be going to look at something that starts with an A and ends with an A. Maybe. I mean, a guy in an Italian suit. So, yeah, thanks for subscribing and stuff. I'll do better about filming myself and actually being a better videographer. Try and get more stuff uploaded more often. But again, right now I have my phone, just my phone, but at least I get pretty decent 4G signal here versus at the cabin where I really didn't. It was between no signal and half a bar sometimes. But here I get pretty good signal, so I have pretty consistent and dependable upload capabilities, but I don't think I can do the live stream thing yet. If y'all are even interested in doing something like that. But anyway, yeah, I just figured I would say thanks for 300 subs and give you a little update on me and again how I'm doing from the crash. Again, this is the last of the little scabs and whatnot. The rest of that's all just fresh pink skin. This hand had the other little bitty scuffs on it, but even my finger that got it real bad, it's back to 100% functional. And a good friend of mine, a very good friend, right after the crash I went and was talking with him about what happened and man, what could have been, you know. And I got to really think about my situation, what's going on in my future. And he was like, you know what? I told him I shouldn't have survived that. I should have gone over that cliff. The bike should have gone over, I should have gone over, and we should have been tumbling together. And I mean, that should have been the end. Or at least, you know, some pretty nasty damage should have happened. And he told me, you know what, somebody was holding on to your ass while he was looking up, pointing. But I'm here for a reason, I think. I gotta change my behavior and not be so wild on the street, for sure. I'm still gonna play, obviously, but not on the ragged edge of hitting that wall. That was a close call, because there was no reason for that crash to happen, and it still happened. It should have. I mean, a couple, 2 or 3 or 4 little loose pieces of gravel had to be in that exact spot at that exact time for me to lose traction how I did. It was freak. The bike was hooked. She was doing so good. The tires were performing just absolutely phenomenal. It wasn't an exceptionally hard line or a hard hook. I hooked it harder coming in than I did at the apex. So if anybody can dissect that as I'm going down a little better, maybe. If you've got some really good slow-mo stuff, I'm kind of limited with my capabilities, but I couldn't find anything other than hooking it just a little tighter, like about 14 inches tighter than I normally do, and I'm usually just not really playing that hard anyway. There should have been no reason for it to come out from under me like it did. So you never know. So I gotta chill the hell out. It's just that simple. But thanks again for 300 subs. Holy shit. 300 of you. There's 300 of you that think I'm worth hitting the freaking sub button. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome to the machine.